You ready for another year?
Yep. And when it was snowing this morning, they said it wouldn't be the opening day of turkey season in Wisconsin if we didn't have snow.
Got the new turkey mobile?
Yeah. I was out this morning. I did get, I had a Tom come by, but he was just not interested. He just was moving at a fast pace, like he had a mission, like he had a place to go. About 2:30 Wednesday afternoon. I was sitting in this blind this morning and I had a Tom go to the south of me here. He was just not interested in the decoys or anything. We just snuck in here. Right south of us there's a nice Tom with about 4 hens. Generally we've been seeing birds here in the afternoon, so we're gonna kind of hang out here for a while and see what happens. We're gonna kind of head out of here. We did see a couple hens, but it just never heard a gobble. It's just a bad day. It's like they're just not into it yet. So we're gonna kind of drive around and see if we can spot some birds and maybe get another setup or maybe something for another day.
Need to get some blood in this thing. What's the garbage bag for? The bird?
Bad for the bird.
It's bad luck. Just got up to the flats. Robert's got a tag. We're kind of covering for Mike here. He had to go down and do some work on the new place in Iowa. So Dylan and I are gonna roll around with his dad this afternoon. I think I'll be with him solo tomorrow and then Dylan can hunt again on Sunday, but try to get Pops a bird. I think he's on like a 25-year streak, so first season, Wisconsin. He's ready to throw some lead.
We're set up on a food plot. We've always seen birds here, but I haven't seen many this spring. So we're gonna see what happens here, see if we can get something going.
What happened in there?
That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen happen in my life. I never seen a Tom bed down and take a nap. I couldn't believe it. They came from the north, got to the west of us, about 75, 80 yards. Then they worked back to the north, stayed about 80 yards from us, and they bedded down and took a nap for about 20 minutes. And then, I don't know, like they were coming, they were going to come, and then 3 jakes came. It's like they changed their mind and they all took off.
Saturday morning here. Robert had to work this morning, so I am out listening. Gonna check a couple spots. Just pulled over here, just cracked the window, and these birds are gobbling not far from me. Probably less than 150 yards. Heading back in to set some ground blinds up. Been driving around all morning kind of scouting. Seen a decent amount of birds. Still a lot of them I think hanging in the timber, but heading back into a spot we've killed a lot of birds in. Gonna get a bear net popped up. One down, see it back there over my shoulder. Gonna head to the next spot and get another one popped up. Just got this big mic HD popped up. I tucked it underneath these 2 big pine trees. Meanwhile, a bird just started hammering back here. Right about 200 yards. Sounds like there's 2 of them. I'm gonna slip out of here. I actually heard quite a few birds down in this creek bottom here. This morning off the roost. I think we'll probably end up trying this. Maybe tomorrow morning, we'll see. What do you think?
Oh, I think we should go kill a bird.
Yeah?
We need some nap time. We're going to a blind this morning. Brennan set up yesterday. Heard a bunch of toms gobbling in the morning.
He comes from the right. Just unless he spooks, just let him get all the way to the decoys before you raise your gun up, right?
There he is. You were right. It took us to Sunday to get it done, but we had several close calls all week, but the turkeys just would not come in. And this morning, this was just textbook. We got in here, set up. He was gobbling in the roost behind us. He had a hen with him. I don't know what happened to the hen. She was cackling and calling, and so I don't know if that hen went off with another tom, but this guy come out and he beat the heck out of the decoy, and we put the hammer down on him. And it's surprising how one day everything can go completely wrong and the next day everything goes completely right. $21-4.
Close it quick.
got quite a good jump on a lot of these fields there. It's Monday afternoon. I had to be in Texas all week working, so this is my first time getting out. I got Mike and Brennan with, and Brennan's nice enough. He's been scouting the last few days after he took Robert out and they killed. He's been hanging out up here. Mike was out of town too, so he's been keeping an eye on the birds. So supposedly at 7:02 there's been birds hitting this field, so we're gonna see how accurate he is.
We had one hen come out to the edge of the field, kind of looked at the decoys, turned around, and worked back into the woods. She probably had like 100 yards or so, but it's pretty windy out here. I don't know if these birds are gonna come out to the fields tonight or not.
Spotted a couple times out here with some hens on a field that we can hunt, but it's actually Mike killed a bird here last year, and we can slip in from the back. There's actually a snowmobile trail that kind of runs through the property, so we're gonna loop around. We're actually gonna set up in the woods, hope these birds work back towards us, go into roost. We got about an hour yet till dark.
I could just see the one strutter out there, about right where we last seen him. To my left, the hens stayed out in the field. I think if they would have worked down this trail, we'd have been in the chips.
How old do you think that cup is?
Rising China.
Rising China. This is probably from like 1982.
Oh yeah.
Dad probably stole that from Hardee's.
What?
You steal this cup from Hardee's?
I got it from them. I don't know why.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. They must have had a deal.
First roost hunt for me this year, so looking forward to it. Brennan, lead scout on the year so far. He's got a couple birds pinned down that hopefully we can slip in there this morning and get in close.
This morning, we wanted to get in about 100, 150 yards off this road. We got about 100 yards in, and Mike spotted a couple birds up in the trees, so we backed up about 50 yards, put the decoys out. They ended up flying down kind of the opposite direction. A pretty cool morning. We had birds all over us. That almost happened pretty fast. We had one come right down the logging road like we wanted him to. We got to about 45, maybe 50 yards. Hung up right on top, strutted for a while. I didn't have a clear shot at him.
Got some donuts. We're cooking some pizza. Brennan's gonna have a sandwich. Oh, look at that. That thing is money. Jelly on the inside too. Ooh. Turkeys better look out.
Oh, you just gotta
better spot. Usually after getting our butts kicked all morning, we revert to jumping in a blind. Of course, we can't even get to the blind today. There's 2 toms down there with a couple of hens right out in front of the blind. Well, we finally got in the blind. Got in clean. Brennan slid out there, belly crawled. The hens were just off the field edge. He was able to belly crawl out there, get the decoys out. It's probably been 20 minutes or so. Them 2 hens are starting to work back, and we got a bird gobbling about 150, 200 yards in the woods, so I'm assuming it's the same birds that were out here when we came in. That took forever for that bird to come in. We've been sitting here for like an hour and a half probably. He stepped out probably 20 minutes ago. He's got a pretty good rope on him. Well, here he is. We took it down to the wire last couple hours of first season here in Wisconsin. I was traveling the first like 5 days, got in late last night, hunted a couple hours, and then just been given the old runaround today. We were on birds all day long. Finally, we had this guy. We got in the blind this afternoon, and we knew if we just wait him out, this guy would probably show up, and sure enough, he followed 3-4 hens into the field, and he hung up for the longest time, and probably about 20-25 minutes of coaxing, he finally came in and came right to the decoys at 15 yards and dropped them right on top of the decoy. So pretty sweet stuff. So we're done in Wisconsin first season. Second season starts tomorrow. Mike's got a tag, so me and Brennan are gonna run around with him for the next couple of days and hopefully put another one on the ground.
Rise and shine. That's what we're gonna do today.
Wednesday morning, second season here in Wisconsin. We're gonna try it this morning. We got just pounded with rain last night, so I'm not sure how they're gonna respond to that off the roost.
Just got set up here. We got to this field edge where we seen these birds last night. Typically, they roost a little bit further in off this field. We got to this end, right where we wanted to set up, look up in the tree, and in this lone tree there's a bird roosting 10 yards, 15 yards off the field edge. It was still kind of dark out, so we just scooted down this edge. Bird didn't bust out of the tree. We threw the decoys out quick and got set up here. We're probably only 50 yards from it off the limb. Now one chaps my ass. Birds flew down. We kind of had a debate this
going into this morning where we were gonna sit. I wanted to sit somewhere along this edge because we've been seeing them strutting right out here. Brennan wanted to sit over on, there's a couple oaks over there. So the birds come out, walk that edge, go in the woods, probably about less than 5 yards from those oak trees. Not a good start to the morning. Got set up here. We're literally right underneath the trees that these birds were roosting in the other day. Just gotta hope that they come down this logging road to fly up. Things were working out perfect here. We had a hen come in. She flew up actually right above us. Earlier in the afternoon, we had a guy on the neighboring field. I don't know if he was hunting or what, must have been hunting further back in here. Drove his truck in here. And he came driving out just now, right when the birds were coming in. I don't know what happened to them toms, but the hens ended up blowing out of the tree. It's Tuesday morning. I'm just getting out to the farm that we're gonna be hunting this morning. We're back out on this farm this morning though, where we've been hunting this bird we call Osama. We see him out here all the time, and I'm pretty sure he's outsmarted us the last couple years here. But we're gonna try him again this morning. He's by far the most regular bird that we see on a daily basis. It's just he doesn't cooperate very well. So we're gonna slip in here, and hopefully today's a different story. This bird sucks. He was roosted out in the island this morning. Hens were roosted behind us. They pitched out in the field. He was working right to us perfect. And hens just got a little too far out in the field. He ended up corralling them up and decided to go back north with him now. Another one spotted. We gotta figure out how we're gonna get across this creek. I don't think we're getting across that today. Birds on that side. I don't see any option unless we got a canoe coming to pick us up. Another option, we could just set up on the field over here. I mean, there's enough birds down in here. Something would maybe pop out on this field. Might as well just try and get somewhere along this edge, or even go sit in the baronet. There's Tom on the edge of that field. I think if we could back down in that creek, we could probably get another 100 yards on them. Well, that is not how we drew it up, but it all came together. We were coming into this farm, we seen a bird across the creek that we were gonna go chase. And we got hit with like an inch of rain the day before. We came down to try and get across the creek here, and it was just too high. We couldn't find a spot to cross at all. So we decided we were gonna come back on this side. We've been seeing birds out in these fields. My dad actually shot one right behind us there in the Baronet last week. While we came around this corner, seen a redhead. We were kind of in a weird spot. We couldn't really get set up with just how the terrain was. The creek's right below us here. We had a hen come out in the field and another Jake. And I don't think we'd have got this bird unless that Jake came in, because it kind of kept coaxing him to come a little closer and a little closer. He was at probably 35 yards when I shot him. And the shot wasn't the greatest, obvious, on the first one. I was shaking pretty bad. Been holding my gun up for, felt like 10 minutes on the ground there. I must have hit him low on the first shot. Had a follow-up shot and got it done.
Sunday morning here, it's must be pushing, I don't know, 5:15, somewhere in there, 5:10. We seen a tom in this field last night, about a half hour before dark. Everything was seemingly lining up to be perfect. The whole flock, the toms were pushing the hens right to us. The hens got to about 75-ish. And a couple of sandhill cranes just started going nuts down here to the southwest of us, and all the birds went like on alert.
Got a tom, just spotted from the road. It's one that Mike and I and JP have messed with a little bit. I'm assuming one of them. There's been a couple of them hanging in this block of woods, but he's on the other side of the block, out in the field. We're gonna slip down into this corner. Looked like he had another bird with him. We don't know what it was for sure.
There's two in the field. You want him there? Here we go.
He definitely ain't 23 pounds, I'll tell you that. This bird came in pretty quick, but he stood right where I shot him essentially for about 15, 20 minutes or better, and just wouldn't move. And Mike and I couldn't get on the same page. There's trees and brush, and I could see him. Mike couldn't film him, vice versa. Finally, he kind of took a couple steps to the right and gave me an opening, and I took a shot and knocked him down. But this is ain't too often you recognize birds, but when they have tail fans like this, you do.
Doesn't bring his vest. I give him the steak for the decoys. Then he thinks he's too good to bring the vest. Guess where the steak is? In the vest. So now we wait.
The official beer of Breaking Spring.
MGD.
He was the target bird in here.
There's one that's more dominant, but we wanted this one.
We wanted this one just because he's ugly. We got him.